definitely follow, someone to definitely look up to. And so, ladies and gentlemen, I bring to you EVP Platinum, Mr. Torrence Williams. Mr. Williams, are you there, sir?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. The call is yours.
All right. Thanks a lot, June. Miss Madeline, I tell you what, powerful, powerful. But I can see that we believe in the same thing. Um, I can tell you this. My testimony is simple. Before my econ, I was a soldier, married with two teenage daughters. Nothing against daughters, love them dearly. But I was married with two teenage daughters. My mother-in-law had recently passed away, leaving me with two more teenagers. And I was about to get out of the Army for final retirement. And I prayed and I said, Lord, what am I going to do? So he sent before me Mr. Alvin Curry. And I watched this presentation, and everything he said to me sounded like it was that answer to my prayer. So I told him, I said, let me check some things out and I'll get back to you. So long story short, I did check that out. And I was right. This has got to be the answer. So I prayed about it and I said, Lord, I'm taking this as your answer and I'm going to move forward with it. So Mr. Alvin Curry decided to help me figure out what my net worth was. It was a negative $48,000. And I held my head low and I said, Lord, how is that a good answer? Mr. Curry looked at me, he said, think about it. He said, how is that a good thing? I'm like, dude, this is $48,000 negative. And I'm getting out of the Army. I don't see that as a good thing. He said, Torrence, how old are you? I said, at the time, 40. He said, what if you didn't find out until you were 60? Okay. So I knew that this was right. He helped me figure out my net worth. And then he asked me if I ever did any investments or anything, what my portfolio was. I was like, whoa, no, I ain't never did that either. And I'm getting out of the Army. So that meant I was going to have to play a lot of catch up. We did the strategies that my econ teaches. My econ got it right. They teach you how to build wealth the right way. They teach you how to build wealth the right way. And if you don't feel you can do it, they'll help you do it. So he got the help of me. I got up there and money was funny. I got in and we looked at my credit score. It was way down there. And I held my head low again. I was like, man, I got a bad credit score. He says, let me ask you something. What is a good credit score good for? I said, well, if I wanted to buy something, he said, are you going to buy something or you try to get wealthy? I said, I ain't trying to buy nothing. I'm trying to get wealthy. So I followed his advice and I got started with my econ business. And I would tell you, the first thing you need to know about my econ or any other business is if you do nothing, you get nothing. If you do nothing, you get nothing. And my econ gives you the proper tools to build wealth. They got it right. The strategies are the tools you need to build wealth. So I started using those tools. I had nothing to lose. I was down and out. Next thing you know, I got my taxes lowered. And that became a strategy of mine that I just cherished because I was just floored at the fact that I went from paying $650 a month down to $110 a month in federal taxes, and I got a refund. I was like, good Lord, how's this happening? But I took that money and I got serious. I had to build wealth. I took that 540, paid down some debt, and long story short, after about 6 months, I started investing. A couple $100 a payday, and then I got serious. Within 4.5 years of being in my econ, I went from zero investments to over 120,000. Currently, I'm getting ready to turn 55 in a couple of days, and none of this is bragging. This is just utilizing the strategies that my econ shared with me and educated me on how to build my wealth. And I realized that these strategies work. So I started getting serious. Mr. Alvin Curry also shared with me, along with Ivy Stokes, they shared with me that, you know what, the government tells you you can put away X number of dollars. I said, well, I can't do that. Mr. Alvin Curry told me, he says, well, don't say you can't. Ask yourself, how can you? And then I figured out how I can maximize my 401. Then I figured out how I can maximize the catch up. And for the last few years, I've been putting away the full $26,000. And you know, that's a blessing that you can do this going from nothing to something. So I took that cash, bought me an asset, which is my business. I built my asset by sharing my testimony. And once someone understands what they need to do, they're given the tools by my econ to build their wealth. So I kept going. And shortly after that, I went to get some more assets because money was going. And I eventually went from one home to 3 homes. My cash flow has been over $1 million for approximately the last year. And all of this is because of my econ. It changes your life, but it can't do, even my econ can't work a miracle without action. If a person gets into this business and do nothing, they're going to still get nothing. It requires action. So to bring it on home, you got to get educated. Recently, we saw in the news where they had the 100th anniversary of Tulsa. Those people were educated. They educated themselves and they passed that education on. And they built something. Let's not be saddened by that. Let's go out and continue to educate one another. You got to, when it comes to education, you get the education, you have to receive it, then you have to use it, then you have to share it. So my econ gave us the right strategies. They give us the right tools to build wealth. Now, all we got to do is receive the education, use the education, and share the education. You know, if you continue to do this, recently, I made myself a goal last year, and this is, I'm be done in about a minute. Recently, I made a goal last year. I said, I want at least a few $100,000 in my 401, got it. I wanted to have a couple $100,000 income, got it. Got 5 streams of income with one job, and I'm happy with where it's leading me. But my true happiness came when I lost a relative, and they said they were short some money. I said, how much? And I didn't go there for somebody to pat me on the back. I just said, how much? And a few years ago, I couldn't do that. My baby daughter is 28, getting ready to purchase her first home. I gave her a line of credit that it takes it all the way back to her first birthday. She was born in 92. I gave her a line of credit that went back to 93. And credit score started going up. She just jumping for joy. And she's going to buy a home in the next few months. But my econ does it right because my econ helps people. My econ takes care of their associates. And my econ will be the next billion-dollar industry out there. This is Torrence Williams. You just got to get educated. You receive that education, share that education. And June, thank you again. I appreciate it. It's been a blessing.